Whether you're watching, listening or reading this, welcome back to the Runpreneur vlog, where we're on a mission to raise £1 million for children's charities by run vlogging on consecutive days the distance of one lap around the world. It is a staggering 40,075 kilometres. It's going to be around about an 11-year challenge in total, so plenty of time to raise that money. I'll be committing to running a minimum of 5 kilometres every single day whilst vlogging, and I'll even do it barefoot style. So for those regulars who know when I vlog about my passions, which are entrepreneurship and running, and most importantly how these topics link together to help people overcome the emotions of stress, overwhelm and anxiety by using exercise as a release mechanism. And it is a beautiful morning today. It's a little bit overcast, very humid, about 17-18 degrees, not too breezy, so lovely running conditions. And it is Friday Funnels today, where we talk about all things sales funnels and marketing. And today's topic is the Runpreneur marketing launch plan. So as always, please give this challenge some support by subscribing and liking and sharing the content. And as always, let's get started. The marketing launch plan. Okay, so where do we start with this? Now, firstly, I think I'm a little bit different from a marketing perspective. I work with lots of people who are far more natural, front-facing people. Okay, so they're highly engaging. They're very, very good at kind of generating clicks and call to actions. And for me, this challenge was something that was massively out of my comfort zone. I'm a notoriously private person. I don't like documenting my life and publishing everything what I do. This is a challenge that was set by Rob Moore, who's a disruptive entrepreneur, does some business and marketing mentorship with me. And he said, get out your comfort zone, create content every day for a year. Okay, so never to shy away from a challenge. I put myself well outside my comfort zone by doing it. But the only way I could find a way to do it was to habit stack it with running. Okay, so believe it or not, I'm also not the biggest lover of running, but I know what it gives me from a positive sense. So for me, it was coinciding the two. It held me accountable to both. So I'd run every day and I'd create content every day. So it was like a match made in heaven from my perspective to overcome the obstacles that I faced within my insecurities of doing this marketing challenge. And then as it evolved, the Runpreneur challenge was created. Okay, and we decided we were going to carry on doing it, try and raise as much money for children's charities as possible. So I've got this massive, massive target, and it does scare me because £1 million is a huge, monumental amount of money, and I'm going to be so reliant on so many people, so many companies, so many products to try and help me get there. Okay, so it's going to be a really difficult challenge. Now, I understand marketing, and I'm fairly competent with it. I've been doing it a long, long time. And I'm more competent behind the scenes when you have somebody else doing the promotion. But in the Runpreneur challenge, I am, unfortunately, the front-facing promoter. And my engagement levels are never as high as other people who I know in marketing who are more natural in front of the camera. But I've done it nonetheless. So as we approach the launch of this challenge, which is going to happen on the 1st of July, inevitably I get a little bit nervous because technically my content and how I deliver this launch is going to have an impact on how well we do on the launch, how much money we raise on the launch, and how much momentum we establish moving forwards. And launch plans, I hate launch plans, okay? My company culture with the team is to have an enjoyable, low stress, low pressured environment that people enjoy working in, so they can thrive without unnecessary pressure. But from time to time you have deadlines you have to meet, and when you're launching something, clearly in the marketing world you have a timeline, a hard timeline to meet, which creates an element of stress and pressure on everybody involved. And I'm feeling it, I'm not going to lie, in this regard. Now, I have experience in doing this once. I did a world record. I broke the world record to be the fastest male marathon runner dressed as a ninja, and we live streamed it on social media, and we launched that. And the launch would have been super successful, apart from the fact that during the actual event, my tech failed, so all of the followers and the momentum we had in the viewings had to start again, as we had to restart the live stream, which was a nightmare. But the launch plan went really, really well. And one of my colleagues at the time, Dan Thorby, was heavily involved in that successful launch. And Dan's now gone on to pastures new with his career, and we're still very much in contact and things. It was always a stopgap, him working on the vlog with me whilst he was waiting for his graduate scheme job to commence. But we're now doing a launch for the first time without Dan, and the team are highly capable, but it just creates that element of uncertainty. And we're adopting, the problem that I face as well is that my content is very similar every single day. I do a long form video, 1 minute summary, a 30-second summary, and those pieces of content will get repurposed into 34 different formats and published on a daily basis. Okay, so that's consistency of doing it every day, and that's ultimately what's been so successful of the vlog so far. Engagement needs to improve, so we decided with the launch we're going to do different content every day in different formats to try and ensure we get enough build up to this launch, because we've managed to book my business and marketing mentor Rob Moore, who is a disruptive entrepreneur. He has millions of followers on his podcast from all over the world, so he has a big following. So we got a chance to launch this correctly, and he's going to come and do a run with me, a 5k run, and we're going to do an interview whilst running. So I'm super excited about that, but with it comes the pressure of, this is a professional marketeer who's very slick in his operations. His team's going to be involved, my team's going to be involved, and if I'm being brutally honest with you, I'm still testing and tweaking to get the best setup for an interview. I've done a few and they seem to have worked okay, but this is an opportunity I have to nail. And so the two things that are playing on my mind at the moment is preparing for this launch, which is only 3 weeks away, 3 weeks yesterday away. So that's scary from one sense, in that we've only got that much time to generate enough interest. So at the moment we're trying to get the charities to help promote, we're trying to get some publications involved, we're also looking at bringing in more collaborators and lining more guests up to do interviews with. So it's really starting to ramp up what we're doing here, but at the same time we're trying to create unique content every day to build a bit of an interest in the launch. Okay, so there's loads of things going on at the moment, and there's just things that I'm not really 100% in control of. I've empowered the marketing team to do this, and they're very capable, very good. I mean, they're amazing. But when you've not done something before, no matter how good your team are, you always feel a little bit anxious. And I talk about this running vlog being my release mechanism to manage the emotions of stress, overwhelm and anxiety. This is a perfect example today of when it's happening. I'm feeling a little bit panicky, a little bit anxious about the coming 3 weeks. And being able to come out on this run vlog is actually really helping me, because I'm talking through my emotions. There's things I'm having to share about myself that I wouldn't normally share about. So little personal facts about me and things like that, which are hopefully going to generate a little bit more connection with people. And I think that's what I lack. I'm very robotic in my content, and people don't really know who I am, what I'm about. I know that if you watch my vlogs, you learn a little bit more, but a lot of people will just know about what I do, but they won't know about me because they won't watch enough of the vlog to understand that. So we're having to put little facts and snippets about myself, little pictures and stories and stuff, which is going to be interesting to see how the engagement works with this stuff. And we're doing this on a daily basis now for the next 3 weeks as we build up to the launch, as part of the launch plan. So we have some pretty key targets in terms of getting the charities. The first thing we need to do is get the charities cooperation to help with the launch. Okay, so I'm going to be running around sorting those out, and we're also going to try and get a couple of publications involved just to push it out there a little bit more for the first launch, so we can start generating a bit of money. I also need to hit my close network of people to get as many donations in on that day as possible to start the momentum rolling, and hopefully we can get them to share what we do as well. So there's a lot of pulling on people, leaning on favours and stuff that's going to be happening over the next few weeks, but there's so many things going on, especially with the other businesses that I run. There's stuff going on in each of those that I'm expected to continue moving forward, so I can't switch off from all those other aspects of my life But this has got to take a key focal point because of the hard deadline, and that's the scary bit and the concerning bit. But I have to trust the team, I have to trust the plan. I trust them in without any doubt. I trust them 100% implicitly. They're an amazing team, and they've never let me down. And even if things don't go to plan, they've always got my best interests at heart. And it's so good having a loyal and great team behind you. There's the famous phrase, no man's an island, there's no I in team. A couple of cool phrases. So it's very much the case here. I have the easy bit generally. All you have to do as I'm told, come out and do my running vlog every day. It's the guys behind the scenes that have the arduous task of getting everything done every single day, and without them this would be nothing. So I'm so grateful to them. But because I suppose I created the brand, I'm the front face of it. It's something I'm very proud of, but I get scared. I want to protect it, I want to make sure it goes well. So let's see how it goes. But ultimately, if I break down what the launch plan involves, there's 21 days of unique content that's going to be going out in different formats to try and generate an interest. Everything's going to be linking to the main event, which is going to be the launch. So we'll be running it as an event that we'll be trying to drive people to follow and have interest in. So that's really important that kind of happens. We're then going to be doing countdowns so people see how many days we've got left until the launch. So it's kind of building up a bit of a frenzy. So all those things are happening. There's the 21 days worth of unique content that's being created in the background to support the launch. In the background, we're focusing on the charities to get them behind the launch as well, to try and give them the ability to push what we're doing, which is going to be super important. We're trying to get some publications on board as well to try and give it some extra reach, and some pushes from different collaborations who we're predominantly focusing on running enthusiasts, because this is ultimately, although it's all about raising money for children, the challenge is a running challenge, or a marketing challenge. I mean, the other people we'll be focusing on is marketing enthusiasts, and I'm going to be leaning on my business and marketing mentor to really help me generate the plan on how we're going to drive this forward. So he's offered to be fully involved and help, which is amazing. I need to lean on him because he's an expert marketeer and he can help no end with putting this on the map. So yeah, really keen to see how this relationship blossoms in this capacity. I'm just going past someone, so bear with me a second. Oh yeah. So it's exciting. So that's how it's being broken down. We've got the content and the collaborations, which is where the focus is at the moment. I've also got affiliates in other parts of the business. I'll be getting them to promote as well and getting them to help as much as they can. So that's really important that I lean on my existing network and people I've had existing relationships with to try and help this launch be as successful as possible. But yeah, you feel the pressure. Talking this through has made me feel better, and this is exactly the release mechanism I was talking about in terms of what my vlog is there to do. I've talked this through, I've managed to calm myself down, I've processed what's going on, I've kind of refocused, clarified where we are. I can clear my head of this stress now and then move on with the day in a much more productive fashion. So yeah, I feel a lot better now. So thank you if anybody's listened to this, of helping me through this moment. But that's why I love my running vlog, regardless of engagement and following. For me, from a purely selfish perspective, it gives me that release mechanism I just don't get anywhere else, and I automatically feel so much better now for talking this whole problem through, talking my feelings through, explaining the plan, and it all seems to make a lot more sense to me now, which is really cool. So thank you for that. So that's pretty much it for me today. As always, if you've got any questions on this stuff, drop me a comment. I'll respond to everyone. If it's a bigger question or topic, I'll do a separate vlog episode and tag you in. Please check out the links in my social platforms, whereby you can find out a lot more about the challenge, what we're doing, how we're progressing, how you can get involved financially and non-financially. And yeah, just any support is going to be greatly received. So all I have to say is that the content I vlog about, as I've explained in this episode, is about helping people overcome the emotions of stress, overwhelm and anxiety by using exercise as a release mechanism. In my case, it's run vlogging. I've talked about it in this episode, so I'm not going to elaborate too much more on it. But ultimately, if you do need help, drop me a message, okay? Because You know, I'm committed to helping people. This is a not-for-profit challenge, okay? I'm going to be raising donations for children's charities, but the content and the value and the help that I provide is completely free. So if you need help, drop me a message. I'll do what I can to help you. So the olive branch is there if you need it. So all that's left to say is stay positive, stay happy, and I will see you tomorrow.